Will it be a simple switch at Tottenham? Kyogo for Kane. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football for your daily football transfer roundup. And that is the news making the headlines today. The fact that Spurs need a striker, and that striker could be Kyogo. We know that ANGE and Kyogo worked together for 2 years at Celtic. ANGE Postecoglou seemed to love Kyogo, always favoured him as his main man up front. And now he has a chance to make him his main man up front at Spurs. Now, is Kyogo good enough? Some people are doubtful. I personally think that he is. I think he would excel at Spurs if he gets the chance to, that is. But he just signed a 4-year deal earlier this year. I mean, we're talking like last month to maybe end of June, start of July. Wasn't that long ago. And is he really going to leave after that, like 8 weeks later? I don't think so. Had he not signed that deal, I think there's a good possibility we would have definitely seen Kyogo end up at Spurs, because when Ange first left, I mean, Kyogo was probably the name that was linked with him the most at Celtic, but obviously that died down once he signed a new contract. But now with Kane gone, the rumours are back again. So will he be at Spurs? Will he be at Celtic? I mean, who knows? Who knows? But either way, whoever gets him come the end of the transfer window is going to have a great striker up front. But speaking of getting players, Celtic are also interested in signing Elfsborg defender, Swedishman Gustav Lagerbiek. So I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but we're going to go with that. Gustav Lagerbiek, and he is a replacement for the other Swedish man that they let go, Carl Starfelt. I say let go, that's not really true. Starfelt kind of betrayed them. Yeah, he left the club to go and live with his girlfriend in Europe. I mean, that's fair enough. Spain, Portugal, you can be closer to each other, but you're leaving Celtic for Celta Figo. I'm not sure that was a good move by Carl Starfelt. Definitely a good move to get with Yakinta, but I don't think it was a good move to leave Celtic for Celta Figo. Although he is going to La Liga, so I mean, that's a positive. But he's going from a team that's going to be winning trophies every year, a team that's in the Champions League, to a team that isn't really doing anything. A team that will be lucky, I think, to survive in La Liga. I'm not saying they're favourites to go down, but that's pretty much the only ambition Celta Figo have. Stay in the top flight. They're not really a team that you can expect to push on for Europe or make like titles and trophies and cups, cup finals. I don't see that. But we'll see. Hopefully it works out well for Carl Starfelt. Rio Hatate has not really impressed Brendan Rodgers, I think it is fair to say. Brendan Rodgers recently came out and says, it's not in my contract to play any player, when asked about the absence of Rio Hatate. It's strange how someone as good as Rio Hatate cannot be favoured by Brendan Rodgers. Now, I like David Turnbull. I think David Turnbull's a good player, but he's not better than Rio Hatate. He's just not. So it's interesting to see if Brendan Rodgers will continue to go with Turnbull, if we'll continue to see Hatate on the sidelines. We know Rio Hatate has not signed a new contract. He is the one out that Celtic trio, Maeda, Kyogo and Hatate, not to sign a 4-year deal. Could we see Hatate leaving this window? Possibly, you know, if we get the next couple of games over and done with and Hatate still not starting, if he remains on the bench, I wouldn't be shocked to see Hatate leave Celtic this window. Who will he go to? We haven't really seen any speculation with Hatate and Spurs, so I would say that's dead. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, if he's not playing number one at Celtic, if he's not the first name in that midfield alongside Callum McGregor, then I just don't really see him staying there. And why would he stay there? Because he's too good to be sitting on the bench. And if he is going to sit on the bench, then it needs to be the bench of a top club. And Celtic aren't that in terms of the footballing world. Niskanen will not play tomorrow for Dundee United against Dunfermline because Jim Goodwin has confirmed the Finnish winger, wanted by Exeter City, is exploring his options. So normally when a player's left out, that is a sign that they are gone, and I think he will be gone. Obviously the rumours are there. I think Niskanen will be leaving. If he wasn't going to leave, he'd be in the team because he's an important player for Dundee United, but I think he will leave. I think he will join Exeter, and we'll see whether or not that happens. I think he's been a decent player for Dundee United. Does he want to stay in the Championship? Possibly not. But either way, should get a decent amount of money for him. I think Dundee United will be okay this season. They're going to win the Championship with or without Niskanen. Let's be honest, they look really good at the moment. I know they didn't have the best Scottish League Cup campaign, but against Arbroath, and I know it was Arbroath, one of the weaker sides in the Championship, but the football for Dundee United in that game was pretty close to phenomenal. So, yeah, no, with or without Niskanen, I believe that Dundee United will be okay this season. And finally, Crewe Alexander goalkeeper Dave Richards has emerged as the leading candidate to replace injured Ross Sinclair for St Johnstone this season. So St Johnstone lining up a bid for Dave Richards. St Johnstone, I think they need something. They need reinforcement. They need players. At the moment, I've got them favourites to go down. I don't see that changing, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if St Johnstone are playing Championship football next season. I just don't see Steve McLean as the guy to keep them up. Maybe they'll need a new manager, new goalkeeper as well. Hell, maybe need a new starting 11 too, because the St Johnstone side isn't that good. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Fog Football, daily transfer roundup. Not a lot happening today. It's been, I'm not going to lie, overall, it's been one of the worst transfer windows, I think, in years. Just not much happening. Not all the big. Where's all the big deals? Where's the big? I mean, we had a couple like Jota, but there hasn't really been that much happening. The players that Celtic and Rangers have brought in, no one's really caught the eye. You know, there's not been that one standout signing. Jota leaving was a pretty big deal. And even the other clubs, you know, they've signed a couple of players, but nothing spectacular. You know, there's not been one signing where it's rocked Scottish football. Far from it, to be honest. I think the biggest thing to rock Scottish football was Ange Postecoglou, and not because he's fat as fuck, but because him going to Spurs was, you know, a big deal since then, though. And it's been all quiet in the world of Scottish football. Anyway, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.